gosh, you want to be a fucking tough one today, don't you? Oh, come on, don't do that. My brother. What is that, my brother? No, brother. We got Radium's instructions pulled up. And it says, just unclip this guy. And then take this off. And that should come out. So I'm at this step right here. I'm about to cut this plug. This guy right here for fuel temperature and fuel level. And then I'll take this off. I did have to peel back that with pliers to slide that out. Once that's off, then I'll run these how they want them. I want to do it like that, and then like that for the fuel temperature level. Switching this fitting on here, I believe, for the second pump. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. So. Pumps are in, still not fully tightened down. I'm gonna get this other filter, intake filter, on this pump. Tighten this all back down. And I have both intake filters on the pumps. I'm about to bend them up like that. Kind of like that picture right there. And then we can slide this guy back over like this. Slide that guy on like that. Put it down. 4 there. 2 more there. Then we can move on to our hose and our clamps, that stuff. It's going pretty good. So next step is, I could plug these in, but it isn't really going to do me anything. My hoses, they said you have to heat these up a little bit to get them to slide over the pump, which it seems so. Can't remember where I left off. I think I was trying to fit this on here maybe. Anyways, heat gun is the way. Heat gun on low. Kind of was rotating that guy like that. Turned it a little bit, shot the heat gun in the middle of it. To about, I'd say like 20 to 30 seconds. I felt it felt hot enough, and sure enough, both of them slipped right down. Leave left pump. Anyways, I just made sure that the hose clamps were facing out, make it super easy access. Just gonna shimmy this guy over here onto this one. And we just gotta tighten that guy down, put the top clamps on, and then hook these lines to the pump out. And then I can hook up my temp sensor, my fuel gauge sensor, and then I think it could be set in the car. Set in the car, bolt it down, plug these holes, then I can start running my I-wire stuff and this wiring, all that fuel pump goodness. It's going good though, going good so far. Just finish up tightening all my clamps. Got the two up there, tightened down. Easy access on this side for this one, access on the other side for that one. Plug these plugs in. They were a fucking bitch. Super fucking difficult. Not super difficult, but just kind of a pain to get together. Together though. Pumps are in. All these bolts are tightened. Filters are on. Hoses are ran. Pump 1, pump 2 hooked up. Now we can do our temp sensor and our fuel lever sensor. We should be done with this. Or just about done with this. Important. On this step, I'm running my temperature sensor. And I zip tied it there. Those points are the same, these points are the same, but with the newer hangers, I guess they cut out some right there for maybe if you wanted to put your nut or put your clamp facing here for access, I don't know. And then maybe to save some weight and for easier access to this. So that's what it used to look like. It still has this, still has their logos, but more space here. This is here. And then it looks like this is pretty different too because it runs up along there. I'm probably just gonna run mine here, here, and then do one more right there in that little spot. That should be good. Definitely gonna have to make space for them because I don't want to put these fucking dirty little shizzles back on there. And I guess I might as well. The difference is gonna make. Go brake clean them real quick. Woo! Little update. I haven't updated in probably a good couple hours. Finished everything with the fuel pump hanger, temp sensor, fuel level sensor. Both pumps are wired up, hooked up. Should come on whenever they need to come on, or at least once I finish doing this. Looking at this diagram here, going off that, I just finished my power wires from the pumps that are going to go to my relays. To go hook these up over there, and then I'll run them to there, splice them into those, and then I can do my like pressure switch controller or whatever, and then I can do the ground for the pumps. And then after I finish all this up, I can bring out the I-wire. Oh no, I guess these are the relays and the fuses, and I can bring out the I-wire controller kit with the Hobbs switch and figure out all that stuff. So I have my two powers hooked up. Zip tie the chassis, zip tie to hold together, zip tie the chassis, drilled a hole over there, zip tied it, ran it down to a little U, zip tie to hold it, zip tie to hold it together, drilled another hole over there, made a little U, zip tied, and that's where I'm stopped at right now. I'm about to figure out the length I want these at, cut them, and then splice them into the relays. Hello. 212/24. Yeah, this is what we got going on today. I-wire fuel pump controller kit and I-wire dual fuel pump controller. Yeah, this looks fun. Fun. The wiring for the fuel pumps wasn't too bad. The relays and fuses for the fuel pumps. We got the kit opened up. Just figured out watching the I-wire video now. Relay with this little switch. This is for the pressure switch for the secondary fuel pump. So I'm gonna mount this where it goes and then work on running this to the front. Start with that. Update. Probably gonna have to flip this guy around from what it shows. But all the main fuel pump controller stuff's plugged in. I'm about to run the main pump wire, I believe. Main pump controller, which is this guy. And so I'm gonna pull this bar off, get to this grommet, cut a slit, run these wires through, plug this guy in, probably mount it right under there somewhere like that. Tuck that guy, get that nice randomly good. And then I can figure out what to do with all this other stuff. Yeah. So I totally sliced my fucking finger open. But besides that, pressure switch, or the connector for the Hobbs pressure switch, for the intake manifold, for the secondary fuel pump. Just about everything wired up. The only thing I need to do is run this power wire for the second pump is right there. How's it going? Got some stuff that I kind of left out, so I'm gonna go back over, kind of give a little walkthrough of what I did again, cut in some clips of what I didn't say, what might help. So more than likely, I will end up having to move these relays and fuses over here behind this onto the other side. So I might move these two up here, and then I might move these two up like that, and these two over here like this on the other side though, so that way I can put the trim back in there. Same thing on this side, I might have to move this relay to the other side. So since I'm gonna be converting this to a rear battery, trunk battery setup, I just have my power wires for my relays going down and around, out and over. I ordered some grommets because the older Subarus don't have a grommet on your gas tank cover. So I got a grommet coming for that. I'm gonna put a grommet in that and then run these two grounds, those two powers under that. And then all this stuff is good. I think I'm also gonna get some zip tie clips and clip all this up here like that, so it's not sitting on the complete bottom. Same thing with that side. You got your plug for your temp and level sensor. What is it? Level is blue and black and white, and then temp is red and white and blue and black. Positive blue and black, negative red and white. Positive black and white, negative blue. And then what's it called? So you got your second pump controller wire, and then you have your first pump power and ground wire. Second pump power wire, first pump power and ground wire, which is in this plug. That also has the power for or this is the fuse. This is the extra fuse, that's right. So this is secondary fuel pump power, secondary fuel pump ground, primary pump power, primary pump ground, and then extra fuse that you insert over there. And then this little black wire runs along down there. That is the Hobbs switch, which is ran up under a grommet over there into the engine bay. And yeah, so with these power and ground wire and this power and ground wire, I found it easiest if you take an extra wire you have or some zip ties. I actually use zip ties, put them all together, and then ran the zip tie down under there, and it shot out down under here somewhere. And then after I sliced this grommet open, ran my wires down, connected them to my zip tie, and then I just pulled my zip tie up through here, and it made all the wires come out right here. Made it super easy for me to plug everything up and connect it. But yeah, once I get that grommet for this, I can grommet that, make that super nice, run these, ground them out somewhere, ground out this second fuel pump, and then start putting everything back together, and it'll all be hidden up, looking good, nice and spiffy, ready to make some power. There is, when you get this orange plug, you plug that in if you're doing a dual fuel pump like I am, plug that guy in, and then this yellow wire doesn't come plugged in. For that yellow wire, you'll have to, was it the yellow wire? Yeah, it's the yellow wire. you pop off this right here. This will pop off. See if I can, yeah, that guy right there. Pop right off, and then you can slide the orange wire in on the other side, which I already did. Slide it in the right way though, so it clips in and locks in correctly. Plug those two in, run your Hobbs switch, run that fuse, make sure everything's tucked away and not gonna swing and rub on anything. All my wires under the car are zip tied up along the fuel tank and stuff, so they shouldn't rub on anything. Nothing to really worry about there. Yeah, kind of just waiting on fuel line, fuel fittings, fuel injector springs, fuel injector O-rings, bunch of other stuff, oil temp sensor. I need a map to MAF sensor. I need a MAF to map 5-bar map sensor. I need a blow-off valve still. I gotta figure out what springs to run in the wastegate. Yeah, but I mean, it's looking better day by day. Definitely getting there. More progress than yesterday, more progress tomorrow.